today we're talking about the first collection for men's Louis Vuitton, as creative directed by the one and only Pharrell Williams.
For who?
Pharrell Williams.
Oh, Pharrell Williams. I didn't.
Yeah. Not
Williams?
Pharrell in accounting.
I just know him as Pharrell.
Yeah, well,
who calls him Pharrell Williams?
Me.
What?
I do. I say, Mr. Williams, where do you want all this money?
Right.
When I come and deliver it to him. So we should start with like a little bit of recap. I'm sure most people have a clue, but some people don't. So Louis Vuitton is an old French brand. They make bags and clothes. In the 2000s, started making clothes. And while Nicolas Guesquier has been creative directing the women's for like 20 years.
Has it been that long?
It has been.
Actually,
he has been there. I think it was Marc Jacobs and then Nicolas Guesquier.
Damn. And did he know
he's a great director.
At Balenciaga before that?
Balenciaga, yes. He had a pretty notable run at Balenciaga. Yeah. That's where people were like, this is pretty cool. We like this.
Right.
But for men's, it was everybody's favorite British man baby, Kim Jones, for a while, and he did good work there. But then it was controversially Virgil Abloh. Virgil Abloh, the founder of Off-White, the former creative director of Ye, was named the creative director of Louis Vuitton Men's, and it was a monumental moment for a lot of reasons. Because a French brand noticed a black guy, they noticed it existed, and because Virgil, for lack of a better word, was not from fashion, and his designs were controversial, or he was controversially stealing designs,
right?
But he made a massive impact, and I can't, it can't be disregarded. I think that. Obviously, when Kim Jones did the Supreme thing at Louis Vuitton, that was a big deal. And Virgil still somehow seemed to keep that energy going.
I think so. And I was just thinking about this, that even though when somebody passes away, as Virgil did, you kind of get that revisionist history, that kind of glow around people where you start to erase some of this stuff that maybe wasn't as good, wasn't as popular, or whatever, wasn't as well received. But I honestly think even before he passed, before anyone knew any of that, it was starting to come around that I feel like people in general were coming around that like, oh, he's kind of doing something at Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Whether you liked it or not, it was like, oh, he's doing work over there.
Something.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I think that I think a lot of things. I think that it shouldn't be disregarded, the monumental amount of effort that it took to do what he did, and the level that he did achieve. And, I think that there are pieces that I still think are pretty cool. But needless to say, he died early, tragically, from a very rare heart disease, heart cancer, which my brother, who is a doctor now, he told me.
I know. Doctor.
He told me.
So how are you where you are?
Shut up, dude. Shut up. And I'm swearing, but it's censored. Heart cancer, extraordinarily rare. Anywho, the late great Virgil passed, and there was a Virgil-sized hole in the role, and Louis Vuitton made a crazy play and appointed the role to Pharrell, who is best known as a producer and musician. So, and I apologize if I'm kind of like railroading you here. Just
no, you got it. You got up to the present, and I think there was a pretty solid few months right between the announcement of Pharrell and the first show. We've definitely seen longer periods between designer announcements and their debut, but we had some time to sit with it, and we even did a full segment kind of predicting what we were expecting to see when this show dropped. And I kind of want to revisit that more broadly, just to say, what were we expecting going into this? We've seen it now, but going in, how are we framing this up?
Well, I mean, and admittedly, my prediction was we were going to see those big Pharrell hats.
Right.
If you guys saw the show, nary a big Pharrell hat in sight. But like one of the things we were talking about was like Pharrell does have, or he's the founder maker of Billionaire Boys Club.
Yep.
You know, a brand that is still kicking, which, you know, you can't say that about Pastel. You can't. So, and he has worked with Nigo.
Yep.
Pharrell has always had a connection to the fashion space as well as being a musician. So we definitely thought that there was energy there. There was some kind of connective tissue.
I think people maybe underestimated that. Like when he was announced, obviously the reaction from a lot of fashiony people was like, but he's a musician. You know what I mean? Ignoring that, right? Virgil wasn't a designer. Kanye doing Yeezy was a musician, and he kind of
he's a Nazi turn.
That too, but I'm just ignoring that for now. But before that was one of the most important designers, you know, love him or hate him. And in a similar way, I think Pharrell's connection to fashion or just, you know, luxury culture can't really be overlooked. Like if you think about the
he's like the kind of like how people like musicians dress. He wasn't the tastemaker that other tastemakers liked.
Right.
You know, it's like Tyler, ASAP, Ye, all these people kind of owe to Pharrell for being basically the first prominent hip hop artist who was like dressing in a way that was not like codified.
And I'll be honest, this is something that I wish I'd said in that prediction episode, but now I'm thinking about it more. Like he has shown previously that he can create hype around luxury products.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Tiffany glasses, right? The like it's him, he's like the Crash watch, the Cartier watch.
I think, yeah.
Right?
I think he didn't have the Cartier glasses, right? That was one of the members of Migos.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, he does. He has gravity.
Exactly. And I think that's what Louis Vuitton were hoping for here, was that he could bring that kind of like, oh, Pharrell, you know, $1 million accessory, whatever, go hand in hand. And he's just going to bring that kind of
joie de vivre, as the French say.
Exactly.